Somaris was a beautiful planet to live. The couple Mills and Alya had a daughter, Nevine, who suffered from an illness lived in Somaris. Mills was a pilot and astronaut who would soon lead a 2-year space journey to earn more money to treat his daughter. Alya didn't allow it at first because it would be better to take care of Nevine together, but Nevine didn't mind her father leaving and would always wait for his return. Mills and a few others set off into space. He was the only one awake while the passengers hypersleep in the cryogenic capsule. On the way back, a mass of asteroids cut the spaceship's trajectory and there was a violent impact. Mills was forced to land the ship, the Zoic, on a nearby planet. As a result of the incident, the spaceship split and crashed in 2 different locations. Luckily, Mills survived the hard landing and only suffered a minor laceration to his abdomen. Afterward, Mills opened the flight data. The computer system informed him that the ship's flight path had been cut off. They landed on an uncharted planet, which unbeknownst to him was actually Earth. Fortunately, the atmosphere was clear and the surface was favorable for life. Mills then created a message and reported that his ship had been hit by asteroid debris, and he suspected that the waste had come from a larger asteroid cluster. The hibernation system also malfunctioned and cryogenic capsules were scattered everywhere. None of the passengers indeed survived. If anyone heard it, he hoped help could be sent immediately. With his ship damaged beyond repair and his passengers had been killed, he contemplated suicide until he found a lone survivor. The radar detected signs of life coming from a scattered cryogenic capsule. Mills went out to look for it and rescued a little girl inside, but a mysterious creature was circling around him, and as he's about to return to the aircraft, he discovered a giant footprint. The next day, Mills tried to find where half of his spaceship was. The rescue plane in that part of the ship was his only hope of getting off the planet. However, the computer couldn't track it, and unfortunately, the little girl he saved earlier has run off somewhere. After that, Mills went out looking for her. The natural state of the planet truly amazed him. Everything looks untouched, as if it hasn't been touched by anyone. Then he found the bones of a giant animal near a geyser, hot water gushing out of the ground, or a crevice in the rock. Geysers are a phenomenon formed by the heating of groundwater by hot stones. The water in the reservoir will warm up to create a lot of water vapor. As the water boils and the water vapor builds up, the pressure increases and the geyser bursts. Not far from where he stood, he saw a flash of light that turned out to be part of the ship he was looking for. The navigation device showed that a functioning escape shuttle from the Zoic has landed on top of a mountain. Suddenly, a strange beast attacked him. Because it was not too big, Mills quickly killed it. Mills continued to look for the prodigal girl in the trees and chased after him, but they both accidentally slipped and fell in front of a giant animal carcass. Mills feared that more animals were bigger and more dangerous and took the little girl back to the plane. As we know, 65 million years ago was the Cretaceous or the Limestone Age, where dinosaurs still lived and ruled the Earth's surface. Mills didn't know the name of the giant animal because dinosaurs were named by humans who lived 65 million years later. So for simplicity's sake, we'll refer to these animals as dinosaurs. The little girl's name was Ko. Mills found out after looking at the passenger list. While nursing his wounds, Mills told Mills that they were returning to the planet Somaris when the accident happened. Only he was awake because he was the pilot while everyone else slept in the cryogenic capsule. The only hope was the emergency escape pod they were carrying. However, it was in a split section of the ship and is currently on the top of a mountain range. They need to get there, but there was something terrible on the planet, a giant and hazardous animal. Mills then asks if Ko was okay. The little girl replied in a language he didn't understand, and it turned out she was from a different upper population than him. So they did understand each other's language. Mills was forced to use props and sign language to communicate with the child. Then Ko drew a picture that showed him asking where his parents were. Until now, Ko has not known if his parents are missing or dead. To encourage Ko to follow him, Mills lied about her family being atop the mountain, when in reality they perished in the crash. After that, Mills made a message in a new report that a little girl of about 9 years old had survived the accident. She was in perfect condition and planned to take him to the rescue aircraft. Both parents might be dead. He hoped to send a rescue team immediately if anyone heard his message. As Mills was sending the message, Ko accidentally watched some of the video messages Mills' daughter had sent him. Nevine appeared to be getting sicker and hoped her father would come home soon. After the preparations, Mills and Ko begin their journey, carrying weapons and a few small moments just in case. Mills told them to be quiet and careful as the trip may be perilous. Ko accidentally saw a bright celestial object when they were just starting their journey. The thing looked like a comet or an asteroid moving closer to Earth. Ko discovered a small dinosaur stuck in a mud puddle in the middle of the forest. Ko and Mills helped him, but soon afterward, a herd of smaller but ferocious dinosaurs attacked him. Frightened, Ko screamed, which made the herd of dinosaurs look for the source of the sound. Fortunately, Mills pulled her out and hid her in the trees. The journey resumed, and the two of them rested at a river. During the trip, Mills taught Ko his language. Ko became more and more familiar with it. When they switched on the navigation equipment, there was a signal interruption. Mills climbed a tree to find out the remaining distance of the destination, but due to his lack of caution, he fell from the tree and got injured. Trouble ensued when a herd of lizard dinosaurs approached him. Mills opened fire on the dinosaurs, but the lizards kept coming and separated the two of them. Ko ran to the shore, where a flock of ancient birds has gathered. Without realizing it, a lizard approached him and grabbed him. Luckily, Mills saw it and saved her. After this terrifying experience, Ko refused to move until nightfall, when Mills picked her up and carried her to a small cave to rest. Mills then installed danger detectors around them. If anything happened, an alarm and a red light would come on. Before going to bed, Mills showed Ko the star map. Among the small glowing dots was the planet they live on. Then he notices a large object hovering near the Earth that navigation calls irregular and can't track. Mills thinks it could be a collection of asteroids that crashed into the spaceship. Ko then provided a photo of his daughter that she had taken earlier. Mills didn't seem happy about this, perhaps because he didn't want to remember his daughter amid a disaster, and told Ko to go to bed. Feeling sorry for the child, Mills played a hologram video of his daughter, which calmed Ko down, and they both fell asleep. In the middle of the night, the hazard detector beeped. Mills was immediately alerted to see what danger was lurking around them, but after looking around, there's nothing out there, which turned out to be the device that detected Ko's critical condition. A poisonous leech had entered his mouth. Mills removed it and made Ko spit out the poison. After the necessary situation was resolved, the alarm still sounded even louder. Mills pulled out his gun, and through the darkness and heavy rain, a giant dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, appeared behind them. Mills raised his gun and shoots at it, but the Tyrannosaurus Rex was so strong that the shot seemed to have no effect on it. They both entered a narrow cave hole and temporarily survived the predator. The navigation system also shows that the cave led to the other side of the cave, but the problem was that the cave was covered by a narrow opening and not big enough for an adult. Mills was forced to blow it up to create some space, and then he asked Ko to go first, but before Mills could catch up with him, a crack caused the cave to collapse, separating the two of them. Fortunately, the rubble didn't fall on Ko, and he made it out safely. Despite the danger, Mills was forced to exit through the mouth of the previous cave. This time, Overraptor approached him, and with great difficulty, Mills managed to kill the dinosaur in the dark while Ko picked up the bone fragments and smeared them with poisonous fruits just in case. After exiting the mouth of the cave, Mills was surprised to see a large object lit up in the sky. The navigation system scanned the object as a giant and dangerous asteroid that was heading towards Earth, where it was expected to hit its surface soon. So what he had surmised earlier was correct. The debris from the asteroid that hit his plane was a fragment of a more giant asteroid. Mills rushed to find Ko, and he heard her screaming as she was being chased by dinosaurs. Mills ran towards her but got caught in quicksand while Ko hid in a tree trunk. When the dinosaur found him, Ko closed the end and lit a small bomb to blow it up. Ko then ran to where Mills was trapped in quicksand and dropped a tree branch to help him. Once freed, Mills pointed out a giant asteroid about to hit the planet. Navigation predicted the impact would occur in less than 12 hours, so they had to hurry to find a rescue aircraft. But the journey was challenging. The dinosaur voices continued to scare them from the darkness. After climbing a steep rocky hill, they reached their destination. Mills switched on his communication device, and all his messages were answered. The rescue team was on its way to pick them up, but they still had to get off the planet and meet the rescue spaceship at the coordinates of the predetermined location. Meanwhile, Ko, who had been told that his parents might be here, traveled around looking for them but found no one but a cryogenic capsule filled with dead people. Mills approached her and said that he had known from the beginning that there were no survivors other than them. She deliberately did not tell him so that Ko would have the determination to survive her way to this place. He originally intended to commit suicide, but since finding Ko alive, Mills has always thought of his daughter and promised to bring Ko home no matter what. Then Mills showed her a picture of his daughter. The last time he saw her, she was angry that this job had taken her father away. And after his departure, Nevine's illness worsened and she passed away. If he had listened to his wife back then, he might never have felt such profound regret. His reason for staying until now was Ko. He didn't want to repeat the same mistake and brought. The event also signaled the end of the Mesozoic era. The impact created a massive crater on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico that still exists today. The cavity has a diameter of 150 kilometers, which is the second largest crater on Earth. The rescue capsule they were traveling in flew to the rendezvous site with a pickup ship. On arrival, Mills made good on his promise to bring them back to the planet Somaris. A moment later, small fragments of the asteroid began to enter the atmosphere, and the giant asteroid was behind it. Mills and co. prepared to launch, but a small meteor struck the spaceship's body, knocking the escape pod down and both unconscious. As a result of the impact, the capsule fell upside down, making the launch impossible. Co., who woke up first, tried to wake Mills as she saw two Tyrannosaurus Rex approaching them. The dinosaurs didn't seem to be the T-Rexes that hunted them earlier, as there are no gunshot marks on their bodies. Mills, who has woken up, grabbed a gun and gets out of the rescue capsule, but when he shot it, it jammed. Then, from inside, Co turned on a holographic video of Mills' daughter to distract the predator. While Mills fixed his weapon, the dinosaur's attention was diverted, and Mills managed to kill it after precisely shooting it in the head. Seeing his dinosaur friend lying dead, the other one got angry and crashed into the rescue capsule, which coincidentally made the capsule positioned right towards the sky and ready to launch. Mills seized the moment to shoot and killed it as the bullets run out. But the danger isn't over, as the same quadruped predator Mills had partially blinded earlier attack. Mills managed to lure it toward a large geyser field. He ran towards the geyser and jumped on it just before it spurted a jet of water, and the hot steam hit it. The dinosaur gallantly covered the blowhole with his foot and approaches Mills. Mills realized he had nowhere to go and resigned himself to his life. Just before the dinosaurs ate him, Co stabbed him in the eye with the weapon he had prepared earlier. The predator, thrashing in pain, walked backward, stood right on top of the slide, and was roasted to death by the blast. At the same time, more meteors passed through the atmosphere with a prominent asteroid in their wake. Mills and Co. scrambled into the escape pod and blast off into space. After they passed through the atmosphere, the giant asteroid entered the atmosphere and hit the Earth's surface, which was believed to be the cause of the extinction of the dinosaurs. With the pod set to meet up with a rescue vessel, the two flew off into the stars. Millions of years after the asteroid hit the Earth, the evolution of Earth was shown at the spot where Mills and Co. left, through an ice age until the present day. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.